Hey folks, this is Lucid and welcome to the start of the Lanka game. In the beginning there was chaos. Lots of chaos. And we are playing on Lucid's Atlas. So, yeah, it's my second time playing on the map. Kind of stoked. I probably should have made some changes to it since this is a Bulba game, but I was kind of lazy. Anyway, we got a good start spawn. We did not get unlucky with the middle start spawn, which is nice. I would say this is probably one of the better starts in the game. I mean, honestly, a lot of these are pretty equal. Like, you kind of often get two land neighbors. Like, whoever's here gets two neighbors, whoever's up here gets two neighbors, whoever's over here, they get 2 to 3 neighbors, whoever's over here gets 2 neighbors. Over here. Whoever's over here gets 3. It's just this one that gets like 4 or 5. So anyway, I don't know. The thing is, I'm not sure how to fix it when I go back and change the map. Redrawing all the province lines is going to be a little annoying. Anyway, we'll sort it out one way or another. But, yeah, let's talk about expansion. We are going to just get a shit ton of these dudes, and these dudes with an invulnerability bless like I have are going to be rock solid. Rock solid. So yeah, and we're gonna get one of these guys to lead them. We're not going to profit. It's kind of greedy. I kind of want to profit one of these guys so that, especially if I get a good heroic trait, I can have like a really strong defense force. Because this guy in my Dominion is going to be like 50 HP easy. And if he gets like a really good heroic trait, it's going to be kind of like a mini jackpot. Especially for defense. And defense is important. So anyway, we're going to be greedy. The other thing that's greedy about that, in a good way, is being your profit's going to get rid of their upkeep. And these are pretty pricey boys. So we'll also save on the upkeep when we get one. That's not really a great reason to delay, but we're going to have small squads. I don't really need a big profit to bless them all yet. So that's the plan. Getting these guys. Mercs, I don't bid on quick spears, but they're there. And I think that's going to be it for turn 1. We'll go ahead and kind of go to turn 2. We're going to go through the expansion reasonably quickly. When I have play tested this, I typically get about 20 provinces with a god like I have, which is basically an awake researching rainbow. So, yeah, her job is basically, she's just the cheapest god for the Dominion in scales and bless combo for this particular thing. I might be able to do it like a tiny bit cheaper on an immobile, but having her, be able to run around and fuck with people, pretty good. I mean, she's going to be just a god tier assassin if I need to do that. And I can definitely imagine scenarios where I might. So, yeah. That would be cool. Trying to think what else. We've got... yeah, so our bless, I guess we'll just go over it again in case you missed the last episode. Fire shock resistance, regeneration, blood vengeance, and vulnerability. So, yeah. Pretty nice. And, yeah. I think it's going to have us covered. It's going to allow us to do most of the cool things we want to do this game, and I'm pretty stoked about that. It's going to, just to summarize real quick, it's going to, like, especially once we have Thunderfend, it's going to allow us to do Wrathful Skies even with Blood Vengeance up. Because normally you'll kill yourself if you have Blood Vengeance and you do Wrathful Skies and hit your own troops. We probably will have to either really stack MR gear, which we can do reasonably easily, especially if we putz our way into Astral. Or we will have to wait till we get Thunderfin, like I said. So, or both, depending on how many sacreds we have. And vulnerability 10 is really just anti-greed, right? So this is going to help us in the early game. It's going to mean we don't need to run alteration super fast. That, like we can really delay alteration and go deeper into blood or enchantment. And we're going to get a lot of the benefits of, normally you go into alteration for protection. And then fire resistance is the shit, because it's going to mean that our fire vulnerable guys don't immediately melt to fire evocations or elementals or whatever. And we are going, since we're a nature nation, we can put up mass protection later in the game, which is really only going to be important if we're fighting people with like magic damage that they're doing, like magic weapons. It's going to go through invulnerability. But anyway, if they're doing that, we want to drop mass protection. We can now do that without really worrying about the downside of doing mass protection. And yeah, and then regeneration, blood vengeance, just the Lanka classic. It really is. What can I say? The important thing, so regeneration is going to be really good for my thugs. It's going to be good for my troops. Blood vengeance, not very good for thugs, very good for troops. But blood vengeance is something that I think is less good in the early part of the game. Like, I mean, it's okay. Like, it's going to be good against elves and other. Like, it's not bad. It's pretty good, and it's pretty good before like anti-magic comes online. But it's not like great. What it's great at is in the latter part of the game, when demonic cleansing comes out. Your sacreds are still going to be able to do stuff, which would be really nice. I think this actually makes it where you might not want to cast demonic cleansing, because if you get any damage returned, you're going to be in deep shit. So, let's see what we're doing. We've got, in our cap circle, we've got some archers and militia and light infantry. We've got some archers, militia, heavy infantry. We've got light infantry, light militia, and we've got heavy cav and heavy infantry. And 2 mountain passes. They go to Barbs and Wolf Tribe. And we don't have mountain survival, so these are effectively kind of impenetrable for us. To get to these, we're going to have to go around the side. How I did, I don't know if I ever talked about it, how I did mountain pass and stuff in this game is, like, if it looks like there's a steep ascent between 2 provinces, like it's not like this one, there's no mountain pass, because it looks like it's a gradual ascent up the hill. No mountain pass. But this one, to get from this province to this one, you have to go like through this craggy area. You can see the province borders right here. You have to go up this craggy area into here, and so you need mountain pass. And then the same thing for here. You have to go up this steep back side of the mountain. That's how I kind of rationalized it. From a gameplay perspective, I wanted to have it where there's a benefit to taking it. Like, there's enough mountain pass things on the map where, like, the other thing I would typically do is, like, if you're going between 2 mountains, you would normally need a mountain pass. It's going to be like the craggy, traversing of the mountains. But here, like, there's 2 mountains where you go between. Apparently I'm not consistent. Maybe it was just, also, like, I don't want to have, like, too many mountain passes and stuff, but, and then, yeah, anyway. Okay, here we go. But yeah, some of the things on the map probably aren't perfect. We're going in our formation. Basically, we've got archers and militia and heavy infantry. I've got the shitty Marcata in the front, which is kind of weird because I think I'm a little worried about taking this province, because normally you would want to put these guys in the front. These guys are kind of okay against archers because they'll have vulnerability on them. I think I don't want them getting hit, or like my priest getting hit before they get buffed, because like archers will ruin these guys before they get the bless on them. I think that's what I'm worried about, but I'm not sure. I definitely want the Marcata in front if I go after the heavy cav, so it might have also just been a lingering kind of remnant to that formation. And this is a province I want to get. It's high income, it's a plains, and it opens me up to getting this one, which is also a large high income plain or farmland. And this is also, I think, a pretty valuable province. So like my valuable provinces are right here, which are between me and I think my neighbors down here. So I really want to get to these first, but unfortunately I don't really have bad rolls for starting indies, but the one province that matters, I have bad rolls. These ones up here are shit. Like, this one's okay, 58 income, but this one's like garbage, 24, 22. I mean, I get all 3 of these together, it's less than getting this one. So anyway, there's that. For recruitment, we're switching. I'm getting actually these guys who are less good. They're actually kind of, I think, better than the Palanchas, which I've used in the past for expansion. The reason is these guys don't have chaos power, which you don't really need for expansion because you're not going to be fighting in turmoil that much. And they have a hat. And the hat means they're going to die less to archers, whereas that's like a kind of critical weakness of these guys. So, anyway, the hat is nice, and they're a tiny bit cheaper, which is also nice. So, there we go. We're going to go ahead and expand over here, and we're not bidding on any mercs. We can see McCone got the quick spears, and I think we're going to go ahead and go to turn 3. You can see I'm on turn 16 in the game. I'll go my Brave Mercado. And come over here and kill the heavy infantry. Basically, the other monkeys are just tying things up. Unfortunately, these guys who were the targets of the archers, like the archers were basically shooting at them the whole time, they routed. So a lot of them made it off the battlefield, but not all of them did. And I think I also pinged the heavy cav province here, because I probably should have gone ahead and pinged it last turn, but... Thing is, with the scouting report, especially with heavy cav, like the difference between 10 heavy cav and 15 heavy cav can easily be the difference between winning or losing a fight. And you're not going to be able to really tell that just from a scout, like without sending somebody inside. Here we've got 12 plus the 2 commanders. So a little bit on the higher end. I was hoping, I didn't really go into it, but I remember when I was playing the turn, I was looking at it, I was like, I wonder how many are in there. Like it could be as few as 8, could be as much as like, you know, like 15 or something. So it's more on the higher end, which I was not stoked about. We had an event, 7 air gems, sweet. And we got a few more dudes. The thing is, these Kalamuka, they're a lot better reanimators, especially for Solus. So we're going to send him up here, and we're probably going to have him on Solus reanimation duty. And that would be pretty nice. The other option just to consider is making one of these guys your prophets, the Ractopodas, and they'll just reanimate really well. So that's another thing you can do. But I don't think making this guy your prophet is really the call, because he can't reanimate. I mean, he's okay, but I don't know. This is how we're doing it. We're going up here. We've got now 10 sacred, so we should be pretty solid. We've got 2 priests blessing them too. And we still have some kind of distraction forces up in the front to, you know, draw fire while the sacreds go charge in. This is more needed. I think this might also just be like kind of a remnant of me. I did test expansion some for these guys, but not a ton. I've played Lanka a few times before, and normally when you expand with these guys, they get torn up by archers. And so you're needing to do screens so they don't get hit. I think with the invulnerability bless, I might be like overcompensating a bit. But like, who cares? They're just little Mercado Atavi dudes. They're not something we want to keep on the payroll too long. And that is turn 3. With that, we'll go to turn 4. And you can see we're not doing like lightning fast expansion or anything. Like ideally, if we were really good at the game, we'd have probably another expansion party out now. Okay, we have a battle up here. Like, these are not very risky expansions. We're kind of taking easy provinces, but unfortunately what that means is we're not taking, like, the good provinces, and we really want to take the good provinces. Okay. And, yeah, so now what we're going to do, we have a lot of corpses here, and we're going to have this guy set to reanimate Solus, and he's going to get 16 Solus a turn, which is a lot. These guys are going to run over here and run into these idiots. We could try to run into the barbs. I don't know exactly how many there are. There was 30 there. I think there's probably about 40, because, like, this showing 50. Our first scouting report showed 30. But we'll see. If 40 is a lot, and barbs are one of the things that will tear these guys apart. So I need more chaff or distraction to kind of soak up some barb hits while these guys kill them. Not feeling comfortable with it right now. And I don't want to take a ton of losses, so I'm going to be set up well for my first war. Anyway, we're just running in here, blessing these idiots, and getting out. Should be fine. Advance and cast spells, by the way, which I have on this guy, is it's risky. And the main reason it's risky is because after he's done scripting, he's going to go get in combat. Now, I've got a decent bless, which is going to give him some protection, you know, and regeneration and all these other things. So he's not super vulnerable once he gets in, you know, in melee. But he will eventually get in melee, probably. And we'll see in the next combat if he does. In terms of recruitment, we're getting some chaff now to deal with the heavy cav. So we're getting some Marcata in addition to these dudes. And yeah, we're getting more Ractopata. And you can see we're spending all our money. We're putting 6 PD everywhere. You know, basic Dominion stuff. But still, 1 expansion a turn on turn 4. Not exactly ideal. But Lanka isn't exactly very fast out the gate. They can be a very dangerous adversary at the beginning, but I don't know. I never felt like their expansion was like blazing fast. And here we go on to 6. Wait, was that 5 or 6? I think that might have been. I mean, was that 4 or 5? Yeah, okay, that was 4. So this is 5. So we've got a scout here, and we see Femoria coming in with their big green lizard, who is named Falling Phallus, the dragon. And he's going after some crystal Amazons, which I really want, those crystal Amazons. Getting access to Astral as Lanka is actually pretty important. So, yeah. 7 Nature 2 means he's going to have a Regen Bless, which he's in Friendly Dominion, so he has it. Some Mind Burns going. Oh, they got Profuse Bleeding on him. Damn, I don't think I noticed that the first time I watched this. That's one of the ways these guys die, getting Profuse Bleeding. He's got Regen, so he's unlikely to get an Affliction. But we'll just check real quick, make sure he didn't. Oh, he got an Affliction. Mute. Oh my god. That is a zinger. That is a zinger and a half. I did not check this before. Riggedy wrecked. Riggedy wrecked. And let's watch this again. I actually don't know how he did some of this, because I wonder if he just left him completely unscripted, because normally when you do attack on a flyer, like if you do a 1-turn attack, you don't script attack. You know, it's like the final order. Normally they run forward. They don't jump up and fly in. And maybe I have to test that again, which wouldn't be very hard to test. We're going to test it, guys. We'll be right back. Let's test this shit. There's turn 5, so we're going to go back to turn 5. And let's make a Femoria god real quick and get him. I do not know what he, I'll show you kind of some of the thinking. All right, so I'm thinking, like, if he did this, attack 1 turn, fire, which is what it looks like he did. I think he walks forward and then fires. I don't think that works. Unless they changed it, in which case that would be awesome. Oh, yeah, see, he walks forward. Got a limp. That's a zinger. Poison isn't one of the great breath attacks because you tend to kind of get nightmares. I think what he might have done is just leave him completely unscripted. Oh, that is what he did. So then he just jumps in and casts spells. That's actually pretty useful. So you can see he's got regen, but he's getting the shit knocked out of him. That's a kind of hard indie type, but yeah. Okay, so anyway, that is the dragon. Let's go back to the real game. But that's interesting. So, because there's definitely some flying units where you want to get them into melee and you want them to cast. Be interesting to know the parameters for how the AI decides, oh, we should fly in, or oh, we should just sit in the back line and cast. Because sometimes you don't script them, they just sit there and cast. Fun bar 5. So coming over here, let's look at Lanka, aka us, aka the cool monkeys. We are coming in and attacking. We've got 10 sacreds, so this is about as strong as an expansion force as we can have. Now, technically, if we were trying to min-max it more, stuff like this you might be able to take with just 5, but you're also much more likely to take attrition, especially with Insuras. So it just comes with it. You know, we could have maybe tried harder to expand with little crappy dudes, but I don't know. I think if you're going to do expansion parties of 5, you probably also need some ancillary, like Marcata, or I mean, we're out of gold too, so I don't even know how we do it. There's probably a way to do it. And this Bless is pretty okay for that. You know, you could probably come up with the Bless, like if you're in like a 1v1 or something, that would be better versus indies, that would allow these guys to get more mileage. Like maybe invulnerability is pretty good, but and region's pretty good, but you know, maybe like stack defense more or something. Or quickness or something would make these guys pretty terrifying. Anyway, we're going to come up here and hit the Bakemono Show. Now, Satit, what's this? It probably is Satis because it's a Swamp Start. There's a Swamp Start location up here. And they're not going to be very happy about me moving in over this way. But I'd like to go ahead and get this. It's a little far away from my cap, like it's 3, whereas it's only 2 away from his cap. But we'll see. He can bite off me maybe. So anyway, we're just going to attack this. It's also easiest. It's the easiest of our expansion options. Like here I have to kill the long dead. I don't want to do that. We reanimated Solus. We got 17. So we're going to come over here. There's 36 corpses. So we're going to reanimate some Solus here rather than sit here and pluck away at the 7. So that is the plan. And we're going to go for the heavy cav. We've got a small Marcata screen, which hopefully will eat Lance charges. We've got these guys who will hopefully just support and provide a little bit of kind of cushion for these idiots. We had one guy reanimating. Our god is researching, but these guys are not going to research. They're not research, and drain the research is too bad. So they're either going to be doing Solus or, blood hunting or something. But we're not going to have them research unless we put research boosters on them, in which case they're very fine research booster holders, but that's very different. So anyway, these idiots are going to come in. I think I actually went and tested this one, how we would do against a specific number of cavalry, because I was pretty worried and I didn't want to lose. If I lose 10 guys, that's like GG. And I also tested how we would do if we bumped with the dragon. And some of that, I thought we would do fine. We do. We murdered the shit out of this dragon. I mean, these guys, if you look how hard they hit, they're going to kill it. Like, the fact he has regen is going to matter nada. They're just going to kill him in like 2 rounds. And if they get poisoned or whatever from his bless, they don't care. They have regen. They'll get like a little bit of afflictions, but that's fine. So anyway, that's the plan for this turn. We'll go ahead and do next turn. Turn 7. Oh, wait, did I skip one? I think I skipped one. I skipped one. Turn 6. Turn 6. Okay, this is the Heavy Cav province. So here's our Marcata screen. And spoiler, the Heavy Cav just run past the front part of the Marcata screen. I was very disappointed. It's like, guys, do you not see the little monkey greeting party I made for you? What the fuck are you guys doing? Fortunately, our guys just demolished the Heavy Cav. I can't remember. We might have taken a loss. No, we demolished them. So I guess we didn't really need a Marcata screen since they just made noises from the bushes and Tried to steal the lunch of all the other big monkeys. And here we're going after the Bakemono show. They were pretty good recruitables. They're size 1, and they have pretty high damage weapons, and they're stealthy. And they have mountain recruitment, where they're cheaper to recruit in mountains. So anyway, we took... we lost one in Sura, which was unfortunate. But yeah. Okay, and Fimoria did not decide to attack. Now, there's something I'm noticing here. His god is not here. His god is not here. And his god is not here. And this province has not been taken. So either his god went down here to take this stuff, which is possible. But this is also especially for the size of the province, this is a very small group of guys. And I didn't have a scout over here to see it. But I am heavily, heavily suspicious that his god came here to die. Because heavy cav are one of the things that will just murder a dragon. Depending, you know. But, like, 15 heavy cav can totally just kill a dragon. And I'm guessing there were... Here's my guess. My guess is there were more heavy cav here, and his god came here and died. And I just have, like, this... I still don't know. I'm, like, turn 15 in the game, if that's what happened. But I've got, like, a very... You get, you know, like a sixth sense for things when you play Dominions more than you should. And I've just got a sixth sense that his dragon came here to die. Which means we're probably going to go to war with Fimoria early. I mean, his dragon... I was a little worried about having an awake dude, because I'm going to go to war with him or Satis. So, I was a little worried about having to fight, like, okay, if I'm going to go to war with Fimoria, I don't really want to fight an awake monster, blah, blah, blah. I mean, first of all, my sacreds murder him. We don't have poison resistance, which is too bad. But I can also get my thugs to murder him, which is really the magic. And I came up with some pretty good kits early that would kill him. Like, copper plate really is helpful for this, because, like, if he comes in and attacks your thugs, gets shocked, your thugs just light him up. And does a fair amount of damage to him, too. So, copper plate plus, like, a Bane Blade, like the big two-handed one, and, like, the attack ring, ooh, hurts the dragon pretty good. So anyway, we're going to come over here. Take this after hopefully he weakened it for us, though, you know, we don't really know. The other thing we notice, he is a mounted commander here, and it's turn 6. So I'm suspecting he's building a fort, which is what that normally means. And I think if we go to war with Fimoria, I would rather him build the fort, and then I take the fort from him, rather than just knock it down like an asshole. We're builders in Lanka, right? We let other people be builders, and we'll take it from them. I bump into Satis, or we don't bump, but we're neighbors now. Satis said he wasn't very excited about me having this. God, it's honestly pretty good. I can get so many Bakemono show here. I really should think about that. I haven't done that. And is this a mountain? Highlands. Gold 40? Oh, wait, no. Gold 7. I have to go look. I can't remember if this is the discounted price. Oh, yeah, it is. This isn't, but they're only costing me 5. Holy shit, that's cheap. These guys are good. I may need to get that. And with the iron deposit, we can get a shit ton of them. Stealthy is really, really nice too, so. Yeah, damn. They're cheap. Shit, okay, I probably should have been getting this since I got this province. Anyway, we've got a bit of unrest here. We're going to try to take care of it. We're going to patrol that down. And we've got a fair amount of corpses here, which these guys have already cordoned off part of my empire. So because of that, we're not really in a hurry to continue expanding. I mean, yeah, we want the gold, but I really want to get the corpses and turn them into soulless. And part of the reason for that is the soulless you get from combat corpses are significantly better than the soulless we would get from, like, just killing population through blood hunting, those kind of corpses. So we want to go ahead and get those so we get a nice, strong, early army. And we're coming over this way. We're recruiting as we have better resource situation. We're getting more of the Kalamuka warriors. So, yeah, and less of the Ansuras and Usaras. Also of note is we see some turmoil coming from our Fomorian friends, which Lanka is always happy to notice because we have chaos power for the non-observant among you. So we're going to come down here. Ideally, if I can get all of this, like if I come down here and I get this and I get this and I get this, I might be cool with not attacking Fomoria because I have a lot of stuff. And that would be enough for me to get like a decent economy set up without having an early war. And it would mean that would be my resources going to make me stronger over time rather than resources going to make Fomoria stronger over time. But if he gets all this stuff, I'm almost definitely going to fight him. So we'll see. Especially if his dragon's dead. I've got this scout running around, like hoping I see who comes over here to fight in the highlands. Or in the side plateau. But we're going to be just desperately looking for his god. Is basically what's going to be happening. If his god's dead, we're definitely going to attack him. All right, turn 7. It's probably the last turn for this episode, but since we already had it briefly pulled up, it only makes sense for us to cover it. In Nail's Cauldron, we have a battle. Yoink. Yeah, I mean, if we look at it, there were 8 heavy cav with like a... Why do they have a light lance? I could totally see... especially if there were more, like 15 heavy cav, I think that would kill a dragon. Like, heavy cav is one of the things you avoid with dragons typically. Yeah. Oh, this is another place he could have died. There's a ton of Cynocephalian warriors, and these guys are scary as hell. So anyway, we're going to peace out, go check this. I'm guessing he's not going to send anybody here to take this, because those things are friggin' scary. Very friggin' scary. Yeah. We're going to come up over here and just peacefully take out this cave province, which of course we will, because we get the dark vision. And then this also is a super high income province. So I've got 2. These are my best 2 provinces. This is where I'm going to want to put forts. Here we've got some soulless we're reanimating. There's some corpses here I could turn into to soulless, but anyway. Satis and I sign a nap at this point. I can't remember if I mentioned that a few minutes ago, but he wasn't cool with this. But I mean, he didn't like it, but he was cool with it. And he also suspects. It's kind of weird. This is a 12-player map, but for whatever reason, we only had 11 people sign up, or like we only had the game open for 11 people. So there's an empty spot on the map, and that happens to be near Satis. So it's right over here, where there would normally be a nation. In my Zabalba game, this is where Hinnom was, and so that spot's empty. So Satis was like, normally I wouldn't like you having this, but there's all this empty space over here, so I'm just going to take that, and we'll be cool. I was like, all right, sweet. Now we're going to come over here and fight this. We've got our soulless way in the back, and we've got these guys out in the front. And we've also got these guys set to banish. And so hopefully we don't end up losing too many of our undead, because we could probably take it without them coming, but it'd be a bit of an annoyance to leave them behind, if you know what I mean. And we've got a squad of goons moving out here, 10 dudes, which would be enough to kind of come down here and take all this territory. So they're going to come down here and then hit that, and then come down here and hit this. So anyway, that is the plan. So yeah, I think that is it. Thank you guys for watching, and tune back in next time to see the rest of Expansion. Peace.